question. Yes. I'm going to try Keum Boo. Can I do it after I've textured the piece? I hammered a bracelet and it would be stunning with gold accents.
Now the problem that you've got is that you cannot do it after it's been textured if the texture is quite deep and also angular. Now if we've got a or leave that there, I'll come back later. So say you've got the surface of, say, a ring. This is your cross section and you've hit it and you've got little dimples like that. What you've got to make sure is that when the Keum Boo goes on, that you manage to burnish that foil into all these areas. You have to burnish it into all these areas here. If you don't burnish that foil in those areas, it will come off. So for me, what I would do before you texture it, put your Keum Boo foil on top, okay? You heat it up, you burnish it, then you texture. Then you're going to be pushing all the foil into the surface. What I would not advise you to do is to have a really harsh surface, textured surface, because when the foil goes on top of the surface, it'll conform to the undulations, yeah? But if you texture it with, say, a really deep textured plate, and your texture is sort of this sort of section like that, there's a chance that the foil will not be able to cope with all this actual change of direction of surface, and it may crack. And if it cracks, there is a chance that it will lift. So what I would do is Keum Boo the surface, texture afterwards. And also by texturing it, you're forcing that foil into the surface as well by hitting it, hammering it, or whatever you're going to be doing to it. So we did some lovely pieces. In fact, I still got them by here. We did these and I absolutely love this. This is the Keum Boo that we did on a plain silver sheet, and we put that through the rolling mill with a really about an 80 grit piece of emery paper, and it's pushed that into the surface, and that now will not come off. You can rub that, you can polish it, and it will not come off. So texture it after you put the Keum Boo on. Better.
Okay, Julia has another Keum Boo question.
Yes.
Is you put the gold on before if you put the gold on before texturing, can you solder joints after, or will that affect the gold on the surface?
You should be able to solder relatively close to the gold foil, because the gold foil has chemically bonded to the silver. It's all one surface. But because the pure gold foil is going to melt before the sterling that you put it on, there is a chance that the surface or the gold foil will start to melt because the difference in melting temperatures. So you can solder very close to it. I wouldn't necessarily want to put my torch on top of the gold foil itself, but yes, you should be able to solder quite close to it.